It's Sanchez. Cuts inside. Still Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez! And it finds a way in. Massive chance to take the lead now. Welbeck in space. Danny Welbeck to shoot. And he's found the back of the net with 3 minutes to go. And Danny Welbeck with a fantastic goal. What a finish that was. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the FIFA 16 Arsenal Career Mode series. So today we're going to start off with the final game of 2015 and then we'll move on to the January transfer window. And if you guys do want to see a second episode today, remember to smash a like on the video and leave some comments down below with what players you want to see me sign in the next few episodes of this series. But it's now time for the first game of the episode and let's see if we can stay top of the table. So here we go guys, into the first game of the episode. Of course, a home game versus Bournemouth, and if we can get a start like Arsenal did at the weekend against Man United, we will win this game. Because I want you guys to leave comments down below with what you thought of the Arsenal game against United, like how good was Sanchez. Mesut Ozil was amazing, so it's such a great win for Arsenal in the end. So there's my starting lineup. I've gone with Chambers for his first start of the season, and also Jack Wilshere's back from injury. Already space here for Oxlade. They're trying to cut inside and get into the box. Great ball into Ozil. And it's just wide of the mark, but an early start, 2 minutes in. Imagine a goal that early on Legendary. Ozil on fire, and now goes up to Theo. And now back into Ozil. Ozil now through, and a great save from the goalkeeper. But Ozil is in fantastic form right now. And I think Bournemouth haven't won a game all season, it might have said there. But Ozil is now going to take the corner. And it goes to Mertesacker. It's cleared away. Going to try and get a ball back into the mix. And a great ball this time, but the goalkeeper's there yet again. We have made a good start. We just need that first goal. Great ball there from Ozil. And now Theo Walcott's through. Cuts back inside. Ozil is there. But no one really in support. But here comes Callum Chambers getting forward. But the ball is not good enough. Maybe it was because Chambers was so far forward. Like, what is he doing there? Oxlade with the tackle. And now look at this. One more. And now Sanchez is now through on goal. And he has to finish his chance. And it's saved by the goalkeeper. Yes, Gibbs. Gibbs is still going. It's Gibbs. Great save again. The goalkeeper's keeping Bournemouth in this game. Like, we've had so many good chances. Right, so Ozil's going to take it. That's a better ball into Oxlade. Walcott's there. He has to shoot. And again, the goalie's there. Now, how is he saving these chances? It's Alexis this time. So, there we are, guys. That is the final whistle. And it finishes as a 0-0. So, I'm still not sure if I'm good enough to play on Legendary. That was so difficult to get past. At the same time, though, guys, it's kind of unrealistic how we're winning like most games on World Class. Because this team, at the moment, in my opinion, is not good enough to win the league. So unless I can like get better at Legendary, it's going to be a struggle to stay in that top 4. But somehow Ozil's picked up a training injury, so it's going to be 6 days. I thought it was 6 months for a second, and that would have been shocking. But Ozil is still back in the team. But now time for the third round in the FA Cup, and Arsenal, of course, have won the trophy the last 2 years. And I don't think you guys want to see me play Newport, so I decided to sim the game. And I'll probably sim until maybe the 5th round or 6th round, and then I'll play from that point onwards. So Rosicky gets the first goal 9 minutes in. I'm going to sim in the game, and it's a 2-0 win, and Rosicky getting both the goals. But before we start our search for a new striker, it's now time for another week of training. And for this week, we're going to go with Sergi Samper as my 5 different training slots. So we're going to see how he does, because I want to make Samper a first team player in the next few months, hopefully, because he's been so good when he's played, and he's nearly 74 rated in his first season. So he's definitely going to be a first team player, and that makes the position of Wilshere's like how is he going to be able to show me what he can do? Because Wilshere in that game against Bournemouth, like, his touch was all over the place, his tackling wasn't good enough. So you could well see Samper take his position. So let me remind you of the players that I showed you a few episodes back, and since then you guys have left hundreds of comments on what striker to go for. So we've got Marco Reus, Thomas Müller, Alexandre Pato, Alexandre Lacazette, Dybala, who's I think my favourite out of the few strikers I've selected. Lewandowski, obviously an outsider, it's like so unrealistic, but he is the perfect man for the striker. We've got Mbola, who's a young prospect maybe to come into the team. We've got Lukaku from Everton. We've got Griezmann as a new guy, and I saw this comment a lot in the comment section, and I looked at his value. He's only £23.5 million. So he's not too expensive for how good this guy already is and how good this guy could become. So the first offer I'm going to make is for Paulo Dybala. So the guy from Juventus, like a player that was so good on FIFA last year, even better this year with agility being so important on FIFA 16. So he's worth between 12.8 and 15.2. He's just signed a new contract, so I'm going to go ahead and offer £13 million, maybe a bit less, 11 maybe. And we're also going to make an offer for a similar type of player, which is Antoine Griezmann. So they want between 29 and 35. So we're going to go ahead and offer £20 million to start off with. And just to see what Atletico want for their main man. And I might have told you this in the last transfer window, but Cavani is now at Manchester United. So they've signed Martial and they've now got Cavani as their two strikers. So he's gone to Man United and I think he went for 31.5 million. So I could have gone for him. I had enough money to go for him, but I just thought, like, he's not the perfect man. Like, I don't think he's the striker that Arsenal need because he's pretty inconsistent in my opinion. And the other positions in this team that I think need strengthening, maybe not now, but in the future of the series, are first of all the centre-backs. So we've got Bartra and Regani. That's probably not going to be a first team, but probably a backup slash a player that will play there in the future. So Regani is probably the one I'll go for. He's only 21 years old, and of course he is solid because he comes from Juventus, who are known for making fantastic centre-backs. So also the left-back position, because you guys have outlined this in the comments, but I've got Kieran Gibbs and I've also got Monreal. But a few of you guys have said that Monreal is not playing well enough and Gibbs has not really had the chance to play well enough. So Guy is the man I'll go for. He's 80 rated and still only 20 years old. So also the CDM position, we've got Kucharyak is the first one. We've got Kramer, Nainggolan, Axel Witsel as well, and finally Thiago, who is probably the man I'll go for in that position. But now an offer for Mesut Ozil, and I'm guessing this coming from Bayern Munich because I've seen a lot of messages in the news that said that Bayern Munich are interested, and it's come from PSG. It's 42.5 million for Mesut Ozil, so he is worth between 45 and 55. And I'm sorry, but Ozil has been one of the best players. Even though his form is bad, I love the guy, so there's no way he is going anywhere. So first of all, Southampton have come back and said no to the 32 million counter offer, which I thought would never happen in the first place. But I do want to keep all my strikers, but I do want to strengthen in that striker position. So now for Juventus, and they've said unacceptable for the first offer of 19.5 million. So that is pretty decent, and I pay it over like under 20 million for this kind of player. 22 years old, 78 rated. And let's go ahead and offer maybe slightly in the middle, like 16 million. But it's now time for a game versus 5th place Newcastle, and hopefully our first win on Legendary. So here we go, guys, into the second game of the episode, and it's now time for Arsenal versus Newcastle, and yet again another home game. So let's see this time if we can beat Newcastle on Legendary, and that is the league table. And as I said before, we are still top of the table. How do they keep the ball so well? And now Ozil, it's Talvin, finds Sissoko, and Newcastle take a lead, and they deserve it. Like, I've tried to make the tackle so many times, yet they find so much space. There's such a massive difference between world class and legendary, and that showed right there. That would never happen in world class, but it's just world class is way too easy for me now. Or like, I can win most games, which I think is slightly unrealistic. And it's just way too hard, like 1-0 already, and we barely had a touch on the ball. Yes, Oxlade, still going. Colaccini in the way. We're still on the attack though. Sanchez has to make some space. Right now, can he maybe cut inside? A lot of space in the middle. Sanchez! And it's just wide. Yes, Monreal. Monreal to shoot. It's just over the bar. But for a second, I thought I was heading in. Yes, Sanchez. There's no one ahead though. Now goes into Theo. Walcott. And he's saved again. Like, we should be on level terms. So now time for the second half of this game. And we were the better team for most of that first. It's just we were struggling to get past the goalkeeper. And it's the same story in that first game against Bournemouth. But we just need to find a way past. And we need that goal. Walcott in the middle. He's done well. Oh, can he get a ball through? Sanchez! I don't know. How am I not scoring these chances? Oh my god, they're through. Koscielny the tackle. An easy save for Czech. But oh my god, if they scored that. If they had scored that. So there we are, guys. That is the final whistle. And we lose at home against Newcastle. And like, they have to do something. EA have to do something about Legendary. It's just impossible. And like, the first touch is absolutely perfect. Every pass is just a back pass to their defence. And it's just impossible. Like, once it got to about, I think, 50 minutes into the game, I had nothing because they just played it around the back. But now it's back into the transfer window, and we still have that £56 million to spend. And we've also got some more transfer offers here. First of all for Ramsey, and again it's a big offer, and it comes from Valencia. So I'm tempted to ask for more money, but I'm going to go ahead and reject the offer because Ramsey is still a first team player at the club and is not a player that that I really do want to replace at the moment, so I'm not going to go ahead and accept it. So now an offer for Griezmann, and they said the sum is too low, so I wanted maybe them to come back and say like how much money they actually want for him, but nothing has come back. And finally now for Danny Welbeck, and they've said they don't want to go ahead and offer the 30 million. But finally some good news, as Dybala has accepted the contract, and he wants only 60k a week, 4 years, and he will be, I think, let's make him an important first team player maybe. Okay, we'll go squad, rotational player, and then if he rejects it, go up one more. So that's some good news finally in today's episode. But I can't believe I'm saying this, because Paulo Dybala has accepted the contract for £60,000 per week and only a squad rotational player. So if I don't play him until maybe next season, he'll still be happy playing for this club. So this is going to be the massive cliffhanger for this episode. Should I go ahead and sign Dybala, or should I go ahead and sign Cavani, Benzema? There's a lot of options I've left you guys to go with in the comment section. So that's going to be the cliffhanger. Let me know in the comment section down below, and next episode we'll sign a player before the first game of the next episode basically. But that's going to be the end of this one. If you guys have enjoyed it and you enjoyed me suffering on Legendary because it's so difficult, leave a like on the video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.